Hey guys, what's going on? So, as much as I want to show you this 33 billion damage game that I lose, and it's a fine game. I don't think there's anything special about it. I'd rather show you this 9 billion damage game. And you know what? In all honesty, I think I'm just gonna show it to you anyway. I'm gonna talk through this one, and then I will showcase the 33 billion damage game and not talk through that one, because this one I tend to pick games not based on the amount of damage or look at me and look how cool I am with all this damage. I have something to say about the game. And one of the things that I get during my live stream constantly is people telling me that I shouldn't keep eating units, and I should merge units. I should just wait till the entire board is full, and I should merge units, and then I will get better units, right? I will, because part of this game, part of the Spirit Master deck, and when you're not running things like a Portal Keeper, like a Harley Quinn, where you can place things where you want them, and you're running, just all support cards, and you're just trying to scrapper your way to victory, the hardest part about these kinds of games is trying to figure out what setup you would use. And so with this board, how would you set this up? Right? You have double growth tile, on top of each other. You have one to the right and one to the left. How would you set this up as a Spirit Master player with the Covenant of Veteran Knight statue? I think there's an obvious answer. And I think that the obvious answer is you want a Knight statue in the center, and then you use the 2 growth tiles on the tops, right? The double growth tile. You want a Knight statue in that center right there, and then you're not going to get access to the other tiles anyway, and so to do double stacks. And so what you would do is, or what I would do, is I would just put a Knight statue either probably in the growth tile spot, because you don't want it on the witch spot, because if you put it on the witch spot, you do get you do end up healing the monsters, because you're a level 15 Knight statue does attack. And so you would put it on the growth tile spot, because even though you're losing out on a tile, I think I would just do it there instead. Or in all honesty, I guess you could put it in the center, because you obviously want the 2 growth tiles, and then you could put it to the right of it, and then use the growth tile on the right, and then just single stack your growth tile, or single stack the Knight statue where the 2 growth tiles are, on the left, right next to the witch tile. And then you just single stack the one, because that's the only one you really care about anyway. So potentially, if you can't get double, if you can't do double Knight statue stacks because they don't matter and you're not going to be able to use them anyway, you can at the very least have the 2 growth tiles on. You can utilize the 2 growth tiles, add stacks to the Knight statue to the left of it, but then also use the growth tile to the right of it. Because you have the Knight statue right there. So even though that one's not getting infinite stacks, because you can't really split focus onto 2 different Knight statues and get both of them get stacks, that's really difficult. At the very least, your other growth tiled Spirit Master would also be on a growth tile, and so you'd be using it at the very least. Let's see what happens. So far, none of that happens. Spirit Master in the wrong spot. But I'm going to do the thing that everybody tells me to do. Spirit Master in the wrong spot, because both of those should be growth tiles. I'm sorry, both of those should be Knight statues. There's a Knight statue in the top spot where there should be a Spirit Master, theoretically. There is a Spirit Master on the bottom, so that's one of them. I merge that out. I don't know why I merged that out. If anything, I guess I should have merged out the one to the right. That's also not a Spirit Master. Not a Spirit Master. I have a bunch of 2s that I don't want. I have a 3 that I don't want. I have another 3 that I don't want. That's a level 2 Spirit Master in the wrong spot, because that should be a Knight statue. At what point do you just kind of give up and say, you know what? I need to start eating things. This is what tends to happen to me. I don't need any of these Knight statues, so I merge both of them and get a level 2. I don't need anything on this board right now. In any kind of efficient growth tile stacking situation, I don't need anything on this board. There's nothing on this board that I need. At a certain point, I was like, I need to get rid of these 3s so that they don't keep leveling up. And then I had a Spirit Master on this growth tile. I merge that away. I get a Knight statue. This like very awkward Knight statue on this growth tile. I do have the 2 Spirit Masters, and then I have the Knight statue. I have a Knight statue on a growth tile, but that means that I'm basically only going to be able to use the growth tile on the right. I could get a growth tile to the left of the Spirit Master. I'm sorry, a Knight statue to the left of the Spirit Master where the Scrapper is. And then, yeah, and if I can do that, I can utilize 2 growth tiles. This is the hardest part about playing this deck. It's hoping that things will just slot into place. My vampires are getting out of hand. But you'll notice that for this game, that is actually what saves me. Because in the next game, I cannot upgrade a vampire to save my life. And I died for a lot of reasons in the 33 billion damage game. But one of those major reasons is not being able to level up a vampire. Having a level 4 vampire here this early is what, like, clutches this game for me. Or I feel that's what clutches this game for me. So at this point, I'm just building around this Knight statue. I'm just like, this is good enough. Like, this is fine. I have the growth tile on the bottom. And at this point, I could utilize the 2 growth tiles if I get a Knight statue to the left. But I still don't have that. I'd also have to eat the level 3 Spirit Master, at which point I do. I now have to eat the vampire because I definitely don't want a vampire right there. And at this point, I'm pretty solidified that all I need to do is just get a Knight statue in that middle spot. I'm not utilizing the double growth tile. I'm not utilizing 3 growth tiles. I am utilizing 2 growth tiles, and one of those growth tiles is on a gold tile, which is good for me as well. And this is how, like, this deck's planning. Sometimes you just kind of have to roll with whatever happens. And you have to determine whether, like, how long you want to wait for you to get the perfect setup, and what setup is just kind of okay as well. Because at this point, I could build growth tile stacks where that top scrapper is, where my recycler scrapper is, but I just straight up choose not to do it. I think I didn't realize that I had 2 on a growth tile, and I thought that this was just the worst setup ever. But what ends up happening is I just decide to forego doing even any growth tile stacks, and I just focus on Knight statue stacks. Because I have the setup where I have double Knight statue, I feel like that's just more important. You're gaining damage over the course of the game for all of your Spirit Masters. So as long as I maximize out on Spirit Masters, if I have the 2 Spirit Masters obviously on the left side, and then the 3 on the right side where that the recycler is, all I need is a Spirit Master right there, and then I'll have the maximum amount, because you're not putting it on the witch tile. And so as long as I maximize on Spirit Masters by running 5, and then I just have, and then like the vampire just slowly upgrades, I think that that's good enough. And obviously it is good enough. This is a lesson on, yes, maybe leaving things on the field is a good strategy, and and just merging and hoping that those new things are going to be better. But sometimes that doesn't work either. And sometimes you just have to there's a push and pull of when do you merge and when do you just eat, so that when you eventually have to eat, those merge rank ups don't get out of control. Because if you have a bad, trapper or a night statue in a bad spot and it's already a 3 and you decide to eat, you decide to scrapper things and then that becomes a 4, it's going to be much harder for you to eat a 4 to get rid of it. And then you've also just wasted a scrapper hit. There's a lot of micro decisions that as a backseat driver, you can be like, oh, well, that didn't work. You should have done this thing. And I get that a lot during streams, like when I'm streaming. And I have to always let people know that that could work or it could potentially not work. And, that's just kind of the decisions that you have to make during a game. And at some point, you just kind of have to roll with whatever you get sometimes, because sometimes you don't get perfect landings. You don't get Spirit Masters that automatically slot into place, Night Statues that automatically slot into place, especially when you're not running Harley Quinn. I do like Harley Quinn in this deck because then you're able to get more scrappers. You're just able to copy more scrappers and get more scrappers. And the scrappers are the things that are gonna combine to get your infinite growth tiles, to build your growth tiles faster, to build your night statue stacks faster, which is inevitably getting you more damage. The amount of infinite quantities of damage that you obtain from doing night statue stacks is what's going to push you into the late game. And that's exactly what ends up happening within this game. The getting this vampire to a 5 as well is also very key for this game. I don't have great stacks, and I just straight up decide to build up on my night statues, and it just ends up working. What's funny is I feel like in my head this feels like a better game than the 33 billion damage game that I'm going to show you. That one is obviously better, but I think I felt more confident with this game because I had the sole focus of just trying to build night statue stacks. The other game, I was so focused on not being able to level up my vampire that I was like, I'm definitely gonna lose this. I'm definitely gonna lose it. I just kept thinking to myself oh my god, I'm definitely gonna lose this if I can't upgrade this dumb vampire. And then at some point, the vampire goes to level 2 and then gets red guide and goes back to level 1. I'm just like, oh, come on. I cannot level up this vampire because in this game, vampire feels like it does so much for me. It's so good in this deck. If you don't have the maxed out deck, if you don't have the maxed out witch, I think that vampire is a very strong choice for this deck. It was very good in the first deck that it was ever brought into, which was the witch deck. I'm sorry, with the witch deck. The Dark Inquisitor deck, it was very strong in the Dark Inquisitor deck because you're only running the one unit. And it feels like it wouldn't work in this one because you're trying to run so many different things and you only have the three hits. Or do you have the ability to bite? I haven't. After 2 bites, the vampire cannot bite. That must mean that sometimes I just bite one unit, which is weird. There was a part of me. Oh yeah, like this one. I just bit one unit and then I was gonna let it go, and then I would have only had the one bite, and then it would have to recharge. You have to be aware of that. And so you either always have to bite 2 units. I think sometimes I bite 1 unit during a wave, but then that allows me to only be able to bite 1 unit during a boss, and that's much worse. But I think that because it is obtaining you mana, this plus 14 on the side, because you're obtaining so much mana, you're able to do so many more things with this deck. You're able to, during the wave, you're able to immediately get back to 4,000. You're able to, fixes a problem that you lose when you don't run Mari. And I'm running Gadget so that I can get better stone power hits. The stone power hits. I can get more stone power hits. But then I'm losing out on the mana that you're getting from Mari, and the vampire is actually compensating for that. And I don't know, I think it just works. It just works really well. Yeah, when you bite something during a wave, I'm getting like plus 15 on each of these. When you bite during a wave and you have a wave that looks like that, the amount that you're getting from Hungry Swarm is also insane. It does so much. Getting 105% to your best, whatever your best units are, at its merge rank, or less, is also incredibly strong. And the fact that you're building your Spirit Master up with the Knight Statue stacks, and then giving that unit plus 105%, it's just, I don't know, it all kind of works just together. I like the idea that also you only need the one, like a chemist. So you don't have to keep summoning in witches, because that becomes a problem. The most optimal version of this deck is a witch, but then without Harley Quinn, that's just another thing on your field taking up space that you have to like. I need to slot this into this place, and I need to summon in even more to get more witch stacks. And if you can't get to 20 naturally, a level 7 vampire, if you can get a level 7 vampire, that's 105%. And getting 20 witch merges is incredibly difficult. He's at 7 witch merges. His stacks are really good on his Knight Statue, and he has... I was gonna say he has a lot of witches on his board. It's because he got bedlammed. But he has 7 witch merges. And sometimes, like, if the game doesn't last that long, or if you die before that, we did 10 billion damage, and he was at 7 witch merges. And that's what kept happening to me game after game. And then I just realized that Vampire might just be better. Because you need 20 witch merges. A level 13 witch, which is what I have. A level 13 witch, you need 20 witch merges to be equivalent to a vampire. But here's the 33 billion damage game. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next video. I'm almost positive this is the boss round where I thought that I was going to win, because I believe the level 3, the level 2, with the 3 stacks monk next to his main monk gets warlocked, and then he just can't summon in a different thing. Like, we're both, like, it looks like we're both, like, relatively losing right here. I think that's what happens right here. Right here. And then he summons in, and it's a trapper. And now he has to get rid of it and get it back. And he gets, like, warlocked again. Like, this is one of those, like, luck-based things that when he gets warlocked, if it was something else that was also important, he would have just died. But that's also freeing up spots. He gets a trapper, summons in a new trapper. I was like, I'm pretty sure I win. I was like, there's no way this guy, like, survives this. And the next boss round is when I lose. Because he gets the monk. And then just monks his entire field. And then my field looks like this. I get singular hit. This is me at 8,000. And then there's just no way I'm beating like a 3 billion damage thing. And then a 4 billion damage thing. I even tried doing a defense spell when the Bedlam came out. And I was like, I haven't even killed the first thing yet. I was like, that's pretty much it. And then his entire field is he's just doing like Equilibrium Monk now. And he has a full field. This is a minus like, what, 6,000 crit to me. Level 20 J. Max, like all the important things. It's like a max enchant sword, max dryad, max monk. Like reasonable equipment. Triple counterspell and light faction. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.